Ready to go?
I hope they didn't change it.
Ready to go. Good evening, everybody. I'd like to call to order the Mayor and Council meeting for today, which is Tuesday, March 24th, 2026. The time is now 7:32 p.m. Notice of this meeting was published in the official newspapers and prominently posted in Borough Hall and filed with the municipal clerk in accordance with the requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act. I'd like to start with a Pledge of Allegiance, please. Councilwoman Howard, can you lead us, please?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I apologize for turning my back on the camera. I'm in a funny position.
Laura, can I please get a roll call, please?
Sure. Mayor Koth is not here this evening. Mr. Kelly?
Here.
Mr. Tashian?
Here.
Mr. Kern?
Here.
Mr. Gullo?
Here.
Ms. Harrer?
Here.
Mr. Banfield?
Here.
Thank you. First on the agenda, discussion items. The first item, dedication by Ryder Trust/Recreation. Does anybody wish to go with that, or I can kind of give my thoughts?
I have a question.
Sure.
It's a little unclear to me how the money is used. The fees come in. I would assume that they were for that program and that that's where it would be spent. Is this just clarify that?
Yeah, I think that we all received in our packet this local finance notice, and just looking at it, I think it does a good job of summarizing the use for that. Basically, I think it's a bookkeeping. It'll help us it'll segregate fees from the recreation budget. And Councilman Gullo, if you want to correct me there. But in general, yeah, I think it's really a way that we get a better handle on our finances and the fee programs, whether it's tennis lessons, et cetera, rather than being commingled with our recreation budget, really a way to manage that better.
Yeah.
Understood.
Think of it as fees versus maintenance.
Yeah,
and
salaries, et cetera.
Fees that are coming in so they can be assigned to specific programs that apply to them.
On your mic, please.
No sweat.
Yeah, I just think it's good management and good budgeting.
Right, and it
So what
excludes it from salaries,
let me repeat
right?
it again so
Away
it
from
wasn't on
salaries.
the record. So think of it as fee management versus maintenance, okay? It's actually segregating the fees so that they can be applied to, like, let's just use camp. So that camp would come in and into the trust fund, and it would be spent against camp, as opposed to, hey, we need to not line the fields, put down dirt on the fields. That would be a maintenance issue that would come out of the operating budget.
Right, operating versus capital.
Yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
That's it. Yes, thank you. Next, we had discussed a couple of times, and I don't know where we got when anything was the start of this meeting. There was some discussion to potentially move it to a 7 p.m. start and from 7:30. And I don't know if any of the members of the body had
I'm the one
thoughts?
who brought that up, and we had agreed the last time that once fair share housing ends, because that was requiring a significant amount of closed sessions, and now that that's now coming to fruition and near the end of the road, Bill, am I correct?
hopefully.
What's this? The beginning of the end of the road, something like
Whatever
that?
it is. We had said that.
Yes, the heavy lifting's
Okay, that we would then look to
Done.
7 p.m. starts again, and which used to be, and then we went to a 7:30. But based on our audience and based on the breakdown of the council, we have no New York City employees, so that's why.
Yeah, that was my only concern was commuters, but
Yeah, I mean, I thought we
you're
took straw poll last time.
did we?
Yeah,
Said
we had
yes.
agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, to go to the 7. I think the mayor is agnostic or
Yeah, he didn't care.
Similar to, yeah.
My take would be let's pick a time.
Yeah.
June 1st, April 1st. December 2050, whatever. Let's
Sure.
commit to something
Yeah.
and say effective this date we're going to go to 7
Sure.
p.m.
Okay.
Yeah, if you guys could when you pick a time, a date, I should say, I need to know just because I have to re-advertise that.
Yeah, and we want to make sure you have enough time to give notice. That's why I'd actually would say
Right.
either May 1st or June 1st. we move to a 7 p.m.
Yeah, so
How
maybe
much
May
time
1st,
do you
maybe
need
a
for
good.
advance notice?
I mean, I can get an ad in the paper next week if
Yeah.
you wanted
Oh,
to.
okay.
I mean,
So if
early,
we-
so I mean, you could start as early as the next meeting, but I'm just,
Well, no,
I don't know
that's
how
fast.
fast
Let's-
you want to do it, exactly.
How about if we did it at the beginning of May? Would everybody?
That sounds good, yeah.
May sounds all
I
right.
have a question, though. In terms of closed session, then we would presumably do closed session following in every case.
I would assume it's our discretion.
So how closed session works is generally we meet before, and it's based on the amount of agenda items denotes the correlation of the time. So if there's a lot to discuss, you back out an hour. If there's not much to discuss, it's a half hour. So it could be, most closed sessions could be 6:30. If there's a longer one, it could be 6, or you always have you reserve the right to go in at the end. We shied away from that many years ago because closed sessions were sort of got away with time at the end of the night. But it's up to you guys.
Right, so that's the only reason I bring it up, just point of interest.
Okay, but yeah, let's shoot for May 1st, I
First,
think, as
okay, I'll
a
advertise.
7 p.m. start, and just to notify the residents, and
Do we need a motion?
I don't know.
You'll actually have to pass a resolution
Oh, okay.
for the
Next meeting.
the next one. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Next is 2 discussion items from Neglia. Dave is out today. Christine is with us tonight. Christine, and these are both, well, the first one is state mandated that we must, I guess, provide this is part of the stormwater management program.
Correct. Yes, this is Catherine Neglia.
Could you
and-
please turn your mic on?
Oh,
Thank you.
I thought it was on. It might be too far.
Oh, maybe closer, yeah.
Hello? Still?
Yeah, that's good.
Better?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay.
Thank you.
All right, no problem. So the MS4 mapping is required by NJDEP to be compliant with the MS4 Tier A permitting. All municipalities are required to get it done in 2026. So Neglia has already submitted our proposal for this, but basically the consensus of it is you'd have to get all borough inventory, do an entire inventory of the storm system in the borough as it is right now. And then you'd have to put together the watershed inventory report that's associated with it. The watershed inventory report basically highlights the issues with the system currently, and eventually there's other phases to this, phase 2 and phase 3. In phase 2, you narrow down like where you can do improvements within the system, and then phase 3 is execution eventually. However, those are down the line. Our proposal right now is just for the first phase, which is the watershed inventory and the borough mapping portion of it.
Okay, so just a formality. Thank you. Does any member of the council have any questions about that?
I have a
David?
question.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
sorry, David. Do
Sure.
you want to go first? Or?
Well, first of all, on the first page, it indicates that this report must be submitted to the NJDEP no later than January 1 of 2026. So we're in
Did copy that,
past
yeah.
that date.
Yes, so I believe we're submitting this proposal after we already have the data ready and have submitted a portion of it. It hasn't been approved by DEP yet. It's in review.
Okay, thank you.
I guess that was my question, is who is doing this?
So it's Neglia did the entire service, so it's the GIS team. They're the ones who did the borough mapping portion of it, and then the engineering staff then went and did the inventory report that followed. And then it's in NJDEP's review. Any revisions that come after, they're just edits or minor edits that would need to be made to it.
Okay, so this isn't related to the Boswell.
No.
The-
All right, I'm sorry, they were back to back, and I thought they were, I was trying to,
No worries. Understood.
thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
no
you.
problem.
Just I have a question. How long typically is the time frame between what you submitted and any feedback?
It's been different for different municipalities. We've already gotten feedback from some other municipalities, but I think it really depends on, I think a lot of people probably submitted this around the same exact time.
Right.
So they're probably just overwhelmed at the moment. I'm sure everyone waited to the last second to do it.
Sure.
So it's different. It really varies from municipality and county.
And would you say we would hear back from the DEP by May, June?
I would believe so, yeah.
Okay.
Catherine, did I see that open public meetings were required? Did I read that? Was that for that, which I thought I saw that somewhere in there?
Tom, we did
Would
discuss
that
this
be-
at some meetings,
No,
so
Just
They were
not
part of
separate
regular mayor-
meetings?
Yeah.
No, they were
No,
part of regular.
I wouldn't
mayor
think so,
council
right?
meetings.
Okay,
don't
yeah,
think so.
okay. It wasn't like a
So-
special meeting for that. Okay. Item number 4, the ball field concrete pad proposal, again from Neglia, in your packets. And Councilman Go, you want a copy? I think that has to do
We're
with the
good?
grants?
Yeah, it's just being up to
Basically,
bid.
just, right, basically.
Yeah, basically, we're working together. So basically, we got in proposals for the
So it's
dugout
pretty
and the new
straightforward.
equipment. We're just the ones designing the foundation and concrete pads that will be
Okay.
Put out
placed.
to bid.
Correct.
And we're
Correct.
we're
And then
on
putting it out to
schedule
bid.
moving forward, okay?
Exactly.
My only request, if I make it to you or to Neglia,
Mm-hmm.
is that the concrete, make sure we're doing whatever testing we need to do
Oh,
up
yes.
front,
Yes.
so that
Absolutely.
we
Thank you.
are-
Yes, you are.
In terms
Please.
of the quality of the concrete?
Well, as
Yes.
you know, we had a concrete
Yeah,
issue
sure.
with
Yeah.
Yeah,
sidewalks,
yeah.
Absolutely.
which is being,
Good reminder.
which is going to be repaired, but
Yeah.
I just want to make sure it's
Yep.
being done.
Yeah,
Thanks,
for
Roger.
sure.
Yeah, we'll make sure to include all that in the specifications before we put the packet out to bid.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is, does any council person have any old business to bring up to the group?
I do, Tom.
Okay.
We had talked a while ago about ways of honoring soldiers in Oradell. And at one point, we talked about possibly making an ordinance that would allow us to rename a portion of a street or something in a recreation park or something like that. And we
I don't
never-
recall, and is this year, or this body talked about that? I don't recall that discussion.
Can we let Bill?
I could address that if you like.
Okay,
Or the
Bill.
borough.
Yeah, I had drafted a ordinance setting forth a process for naming public places, whether it's,
This was in a
Park,
couple of
street.
years ago, or is this?
yeah, I had
recent?
just started. It was about
This
two-
is
about
relatively recent, last year.
Okay. Maybe last year.
last
I mean, I
year.
think the injunction was, I was here for 8 months, and we were talking about it, and you were going to do it. And so did you do it in
Well,
the year
I
that
did,
I
and it was
gone?
circulated to the ordinance committee.
The ordinance committee will
It-
retake it up again.
Yeah.
Okay, but it hasn't been passed yet, because I haven't seen it.
Correct.
Thank you,
Yeah,
because I was
but I
wondering.
can
It hasn't,
circulate
yeah.
the
I mean,
latest.
I've been, since
Well,
I've been here
ordinance- whose
last year, it
ordinance
hasn't
now?
been.
I'm the chair, so.
You're the chair,
go
so
ahead.
it's-
So
You
I'll
go back to
circulate to the
John.
new ordinance
John,
committee.
as you're the chair of the ordinance
Yeah.
committee, can you inform me about this ordinance?
You should have gotten.
I was not on the ordinance
Then, okay.
then.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
So
you
it's-
know,
it'll
I'll
come up-
Transition
find out the
hasn't happened
information.
yet from the prior committee to
Yeah.
the new committee.
But I'll circulate it to the new committee.
That's great. Okay, because I'm concerned. I was concerned because when I had that 8-month term to take over someone who stepped down, I remember that was a big thing, and there were people who came in and that sort of thing. And I felt like it was something Oradellians would really like to do, is have a way to honor those who've
Right.
given their last measure for the rest of us. So thank you for.
Sure, yeah.
And thank you, John. Well, I'm on that committee too, which is why I didn't know anything about it. And I wondered what had happened.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Just to state, that is the only open item that went from the ordinance committee that did not get closed out last year. Am I correct? Bill?
Yes.
So
Okay.
everything else was addressed with the exception of that, although we did do 3 revisions.
It, it can be, and it's comprehensive. It's not just naming for veterans. It's
For any,
you
whatever
know,
purposes we
yeah,
want to use it. That's
right,
great.
someone that did a lot for the town or whatever.
That's great, yeah.
But you know, it can get complicated in terms of the
Yeah,
process. But I
'cause-
think we had narrowed it down pretty good.
Okay, because it's come up
Steve
several
and Roger
times,
and
like
stuff, so-
our young athlete that we wanted to honor, and then there have been soldiers that we wanted to honor.
Right.
So, thank you.
Yeah.
We'll get forward on that,
So we look
folks.
forward
Stay
to
tuned.
more discussion. Thank you. Any other old business from the council?
No.
Okay. How about new business? Any new business?
Yes.
Yes.
I'd like to bring to the council's attention and to the public's attention as well, a bill that is currently, it can be seen on the House floor. It's House Resolution 2289, known as the American Broadband Act of 2025. The reason we should be aware of it is because the provisions of this, if enacted, would severely change the telecommunications map of many towns and could well be ours. It doesn't allow any public protection, safety for new construction sites, building and zoning. Municipality boards are left out of the decision-making about telecommunications, whether it's, wires or or 5G or, antennas. Telecoms can overrule local zoning ordinances, and they can put anything they want on buildings or poles outside your home. And it also waives the need for them to pay towns for the right-of-way. Now, this is particularly important because it would eliminate, as I understand the bill and as it is understood, it would eliminate the franchise fees. Currently, we get from Verizon upwards of $100,000, I think, for the franchise fee, the cable franchise fee, and this would make that go away. So this would take money out of our pockets, as it were. So anyway, wanted you to be aware of that bill. There's no comparable Senate bill, but we can write our representatives in the U.S. Congress and let them know H.R. 2289 may not be to our liking.
If I may, I also wonder if we couldn't pass a resolution of some sort, because this is really a taking, which takes away the rights of local officials in towns to regulate their telecom industry. And I remember when I was on the council previously, there was a whole issue about a cell tower and where people wanted it and how close to the school and all that sort of thing. And H.R. 2289 would remove any ability of Oradell to control that and to have a say about it. So David and I were extremely alarmed. And this actually came from Lisa Allen, who's a former councilwoman in Summit, New Jersey. And she was kind of sounding alarm and sent out a video and saying, you must pay attention to this because it hasn't had a lot of publicity. But I'm wondering if we could make
So I think, I don't mean to jump in, I did have the pleasure to Summit. I would think, and I mentioned to them, that the League of Municipalities would take the lead here, and maybe any of the folks, we paid the League to advise municipalities in the state on pending legislation of what can harm. I'm assuming that the League would come out, and Laura, please correct me if that's usually how that works, where there would be a template of a resolution that they would look to gather each borough's. And
Absolutely.
I would think that would make sense. I would assume,
that.
and Linda and Nick told me, I would assume that they're working on that.
I would not assume that they would, though. I would
Yeah,
suggest
all right.
that maybe we contact them.
Yep,
And
I
say,
think
we
that
would
that's
like
being
you to
done.
do that
Sure.
for all of the
I'm with you.
municipalities, and I
Got
don't
it.
know what that should be, whether through Jim or
OPTV or council liaison, sure, yeah.
I think if it came from the council, or Jim, it would represent,
Yeah.
get the league to
I'm
represent.
going to bet a lot of money that resolution, that the template is, is
Absolutely.
Sure,
So
certainly.
I guess what's
Yeah.
the next step? We talk to Jim when he gets back, and
When we call up we contact the League, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
And just to be clear, my understanding is this was brought to our attention through JAG, the Jersey Access Group, which OPTV is a member of that consortium, and that's where it may have originated in Summit, but that's where we learned about it through
Yeah.
JAG.
I can't imagine any municipality would be in favor of this, so I would think it'd be an easy kind of resolution that every municipality would.
no, I think it's a typical law that's helping people who are friendly to the administration, because all the telecom companies want to be able to put up towers and not be stopped and not be told where they have to be. And I know when I was on the council and that one came up, one of the problems was where they wanted it and they said they felt they needed it for best Wi-Fi coverage was not where the town wanted it. So there was a bit of a kerfuffle. So I'm very alarmed about this, and I think that we need to do something about it because, affordable housing is one thing, but imagine if people start seeing cell towers going up to their homes and we have nothing to say about it. So I don't know who takes
I would
the
think
next-
that committee we have, right? OPTV, I'm sure they could probably step up here and discuss that and take that lead and.
Well,
that
except that's,
committee.
I think
Or
that's
if
a
the
committee.
ordinance committee, if it's a resolution.
I'm saying I think
yeah.
that something from the mayor and council
Okay,
to
if you want to take that lead, yeah. I mean,
address the league,
Sure.
that would be more powerful than
Yeah.
a TV committee.
Okay.
Am I not right?
If I may, Council
Sure, yes,
President,
please.
The League, which is kind of nice, also has county chapters, for lack of a
Yeah,
better
I mean, I
word.
think they're the spot.
And they meet once a month.
Okay.
That's
I
your spot.
believe he still is, but John Glidden and Mayor Closter is the chair of that. And could even reach out to John, and he could kind of put it on that agenda even.
I mean, I would assume that.
I think they have like a breakfast meeting once a month, something like that.
Okay,
Yeah, so
and I
we
don't
can-
mean
And
to
the
be
mayor actually attends that meeting. So let him handle it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, then the mayor needs to
I
be
think this is
brought up to
something the
speed
league
on
would
this
take
then.
up.
I would think so, yeah.
You think what?
And
I
we
think
just,
this is something statewide the league will take up.
100%.
Dave,
Yes, I'm in my business, if I don't see it written on paper, I don't assume. I would hope so, but I didn't even know about this, and this just popped up, and so it's gone quite a length, so
I think it was today that it popped up.
Yeah, today it
So, I mean, it's a quick, it would be a quick turnaround, but yeah, I would think that you're going to get some reaction, so it would be hard to think that they already act on it if it just came up today.
Okay, great, so
yeah.
we'll
We'll
talk to Jim,
push it
and Jim will
forward,
go
yeah.
to the meeting, and we'll
Keep
get
the
a
ball
report
moving
back.
forward.
yeah,
100%.
I would just like to ask: is there a status on that particular, draft?
Yes, it's out of committee.
Got it.
It's ready to be taken up on the House floor, but it has not yet been submitted for a vote.
Okay.
That's pretty soon. I mean, that's a really hot item now, so it's not like it's going to take years before it moves forward. I guess that's why I'm feeling moderately
right.
urgent about it.
Put it right on the mayor's desk when he gets back.
Great, thank you,
To
Jim.
deal with it. You're welcome. Any other new business from the council? Hearing none. Laura, can you please read the correspondence?
Sure, we have one item, which is our update status report from Boswell Engineering regarding the underground storage tank at the DPW site.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is public comment for non-agenda items only. Can I have a motion to open up the meeting to
I so move.
public comment? Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Each speaker shall have one turn, not to exceed 5 minutes. Please identify yourself at the microphone and remain courteous.
Olatsunis from beautiful budding tree budding Beverly Road. People on the planning board should not be on the zoning board. The zoning board should protect the rights of the people that are included in the zoning laws. What has been happening here is that the subcommittees of the planning board make plans for the town citizens and pass them as a planning board suggestion to the mayor and council, and then the mayor and council can accept or reject their plan, or ask the planning board to find another solution to satisfy the needs of the people. But in order to satisfy the needs of the general population, the planning board and its subcommittee has to do its homework. And that would be to listen to the people of the neighborhood that will have to live under the conditions of the proposals. After all, the people that live there know how they are being or will be affected by their proposals. This is why my feelings of keeping the boards separate. We cannot allow planners serving on the zoning board. Less people means less representation, and less people will make more will have more power in establishing and influencing the mayor and council. The more people involved, that increases the possibility of satisfying the needs of the people of our town. Therefore, I feel that the two boards should remain. But the subcommittee of the planning board should present their reasoning and how the two people on the subcommittee have come to their conclusion and explain it to the public and show how they took the public comments into their decisions and conclusion and their suggestions to the mayor and council. The power and responsibility lies with the mayor and council, after all. I don't think that the public should be railroaded by the influence of developers and their rights. What has happened under the state legislature and governor is false representation. That has taken an ideology to be misrepresented by the lure of a landlord or a landowner seeking dollar signs, and has forsaken the goal of affordable housing, because the developer is going to make himself rich under the disguise of doing good for our town. And so that is my opinion.
Thank you, Paul. Any other members of the public wish to comment on non-agenda items tonight?
Good evening, Ori Katzin from the beautiful Laurel Drive. The developer is not, their agenda is not really, their motive is not really to do good for the town.
Right.
It's good for their pockets. Okay, that was just a correction. Good evening, Council. Good evening, Catherine, right? Yes, I heard it good. As far as the getting the meetings into 7 p.m. starts, I know, like you said, no one here from the council works in New York City, but some of us do here. And as of now, I'm struggling to get here at 7:30. I'm going to have to listen, and maybe we'll give Paul a chance to speak longer so I can get here in time. Okay. I would like to commend Councilwoman Harar for talking about honoring the soldiers. You were not dreaming. You were 8 months last time, and you heard it every 2 weeks, but you didn't hear it from behind that desk. You heard it from behind this podium. Every 2 weeks, I came over here and I wanted to honor Sergeant David Salinas, and then I came up with a few ideas until I came up about a year and a half ago with a proposal of the honorary street sign. All of you got in your mailbox more than 2 weeks ago, and you can look at my proposal, and if you did not pass it yet to the attorney, if I get the email at the end of the night, I can forward it right now to the attorney for review. My proposal for the honorary street sign is based on a few towns in New Jersey and in California, and it has a nice twist of time limit on the honorary sign. And time limit would be good for a few reasons. A, there might be 50 years from now a generation that will not know the person on that street or will not recognize their deeds as important, or the political wind are changing as it happens in this country, that I believe, there was that 6 years ago, 2020, one party decided that some of the statues around this countries, the people on those statues in the national parks, considered racist, and they toppled them. Okay, so, political winds changing and statues are being toppled. So instead of toppling signs, if the date expires on that honorary sign and their family or people from the town are not putting the application to renew that, then someone else can come in and suggest another name for that street or intersection or park or whatever. And the time limit could be 15 years, 20 years, 25 or 50 years. Okay? But there will be a need to renew that. So there will be something good. With that said, this weekend, on the 29th, will mark the 3rd anniversary of the passing of Sergeant David Salinas, as we all know. Last meeting at the OPS, I mentioned that, and I called, the fact that nothing has been done. And then the mayor interrupted and said, yes, we were doing. So at the end of my speech, if anyone here from the council want to update the town what has been done about honoring Sergeant David Salinas, I think would be appropriate just before the 3rd anniversary of his passing, of his tragic death in the helicopter accident, to let us know what is being done. I think it's going to be appropriate to do that. I was talking to one of the council people here about, and I said last meeting, we need to discuss we need to at least talk about it and bring what is going on with the issue of opioids at Riverdale High School. As a parent of 3 kids who went through that high school, I was shocked to learn. And if anyone is telling me, but it's not just in Riverdale High School, that is not his excuse, because we are in Oradell, and people in River Edge are in River Edge, and nobody wants these problems around our town. And the one who probably does not want the most of this council is you, Roger. Because if anything is going to affect the property value of our town, is going to be that something is going to blow up here as far as the opioid issue at the school. People were not going to want to move here and send their kids in here.
Thank you.
That's all I have to say.
Thank you. Does any other members of the general public have anything to say on non-agenda items tonight?
Motion to close?
Yes. Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Next on the agenda is the consent agenda. Does any member of the general public wish to comment on any consent agenda items tonight?
Yes, Paul
I'm
Atsunas.
sorry, I need to open up. Can I have a motion to open
Second.
the meeting to consent agenda? Yes, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you, Paul, yes.
Paul Atsunas. 2685, I'm questioning 0 to $434,022 and 0 to $1,052,032. What is the reason for these increases that increases this emergency budget from $7,838,368 to $10,017,422?
It's just a matter of timing for the budget, Paul. The budget hasn't been passed, and that's it. It's really that we have to fund our operations until the budgets are passed. That's it. It's temporary budget. We're working on the budgets now. That's it. There's nothing new spending or anything like that. It's paying our bills until we pass the budget.
Well, the $1,052,000, I understand, has something to do with the police retirement or something, or health.
It's mandated costs that we have.
Is that mandated by the state?
I'm not sure which particular item you're talking about, but those costs there are mandated, yeah, that we passed, and they're in our budget. We need to fund them until we pass our budget. We need to have this mechanism to fund it. Yes,
My
Laura.
guess is so the pension payments are made quarterly, and I would assume this would reflect, my guess is
That's
the
it, yeah.
first
We need to do that.
quarterly payment.
So this is a quarterly payment?
I believe we pay
$1 million?
quarterly. It's either quarterly or biannual.
Maybe
I
we
don't
could
remember
get
how
you
they
those
split it up,
details,
but
but
there's payments throughout the year that you have to make to fund the pensions.
Yeah.
And this, my guess, is reflecting of the initial payment, and the timing of it is just we haven't adopted the budget, which would incorporate it, so that we have to amend the temp budget in order to pay that payment.
So this is the increase for a year, for a whole year, or just
I
a
don't
quarter?
know how it's split up.
If it's for a quarter, that's a heck of a lot. Then we're going
Could
$4
be-
million.
It could be. I don't think
We
we
can
pay
get you
once
those
a year.
details, yeah.
My guess is it's maybe half. I don't know how it's split up
I would
upstairs.
venture to say it's a quarter, Paul.
Yeah, I
Okay,
thought
just
it was
remember,
quarter.
most of that money is collected out of people's salaries and then paid out. Okay, so you're robbing Peter to pay Paul.
You mean the salaries of the police officers?
No. Pension money.
Yeah.
You know, they contribute a portion to it.
Uh-huh.
Okay? Then the town has to pay their portion into it, and then it's paid out. A temporary budget is basically a stripped-down version of the bare minimum. Okay? And then, as we have to fund it, we do these transfers. Okay? We haven't passed a budget yet. We're not behind schedule. We're still on schedule. So by the end of April, we'll have our budget approved. Then all of it will become standard operating procedure.
So this is an emergency budget, it said.
Because we're operating under a temporary budget right now. We haven't passed the annual budget yet.
Okay.
Okay? The
All right.
Finance Committee's meeting regularly. We're
Well, we'll see how it goes.
Paul, this is the way it goes every year.
Yeah.
Yeah, 2689 is the next one, and my question is, I saw that we had 4 resignations at once from the Health
Board of Health.
Board of Health. why did 4 people resign all of a sudden?
Councilman,
Usually
wanna
somebody,
comment? Yeah.
4 people resign all together.
Just life,
Maybe
yeah.
One person resigns, or
Got
2
it.
people, but 4
And
people's
I can explain it.
questionable.
Paul, I can explain it. So we've been having a problem getting a quorum on the Board of Health. It turns out that some of the members are no longer able to fulfill their obligations for various and sundry reasons. In order to replace them, we require a letter of resignation that allows the mayor to fill the position. That is why, so I reached out to all the members, and they were cooperative and helpful. We now will have 4 members currently serving, which will form a quorum, so we can get business done on the Board of Health. And this allows the mayor to replace the 3 permanent members and 1 alternate who resigned.
Okay, so we're going to have new members on the Board of Health.
The mayor will appoint some new members on the Board of Health,
Appoint them.
yes.
Hopefully, yeah.
That's our expectation.
Anybody
How many members are there
volunteers.
totally?
7,
7.
2 alternates.
Okay,
So I think if anybody has interest, they would submit a letter to the borough
definitely. Okay, thank
for
you.
consideration. Thanks, Paul. Does any other members of the public wish to comment on consent agenda items only?
Ori Katzin. Can someone explain, please, 2687 authorized banking RFP? Is that the automatic payments?
Incorrect.
The electronic payments for the taxes?
No, that's it. No, that's just who the borough does banking business with. We have to pay, and I thought we did this in the fall, but it's just really solicit proposals from various banks on how they can serve the borough. So this is the formal process that we need. So we're going to say we need this and that. We need, and they're going to submit proposals to us to either stay with our current banker, which is Columbia Bank, or any of these other banks on this corridor here. So there's just
But there's no yet electronic payments
has nothing to do with that.
of the taxes or anything.
That's
like
correct. Yeah, it's just business with the borough,
that. Okay.
making sure that we have the best, right,
Everyday
provider.
checking account.
That's it.
Yeah.
Best way to
of course.
describe it.
Rates, things like that.
Of course, yeah, you want to make the banks running after you, not you running after
You
the
got it.
bank. Scott Wickersheim, is that from the Wickersheim Plumbing Company in Hackensack?
That is something I know. Is that right? Okay.
Yes.
Yes. Anyone know Scott?
Yes, it is.
Wickersheim?
Yes, it is.
Do you know him? Do you know Scott?
I know the family, yes.
Okay. I know the family too. In my business, I dealt with them a lot. I just want to let the council people know that if you approve, you can hear from someone who actually dealt for many years in a few of my properties, if rental properties, and when something goes bad in the plumbing or the HVAC, the Wickersheim Company in Hackensack, very reliable, very professional, and doing a good job. And they also know the laws and they know the system. So choosing Scott as the inspector, I'm sure will benefit the town to make sure things are done right. So that's a very good things. And as far as the resignation of members of the Board of Health, if it was up to me, I would fire them all. After suggesting and approving the Narcan boxes, which basically gives an extra, like a video game, an extra life for those who abuse opioids. So if it was up to me, I would have, like I said, fire them all. Thank you.
Thank you. Does any other members of the public wish to comment on consent agenda items?
Sam Tripsis, 327 Maple Avenue. I want to talk about the starting time of the mayor and council meeting. That seems like it's going to happen. I'll phrase it this way. I'm in favor of keeping it 7:30. In my experience and in Oradell and in my occupation over the years, every meeting starts at 7:30. Planning board here, zoning board. Changing the time is going to cause confusion. You never have to think about when the meeting started. It's at 7:30. It's in your head. You know, I come to all the meetings, and also it cuts into your time if you in your day. Now we're coming into the nicer weather. Now, all of a sudden, you got to stop what you're doing to go a half an hour early. And I'm going to bet you that people are going to miss the first half hour of the meeting because they're not sure. So, whatever your reasons is, it's probably. I think this is when you weigh the pros and cons. To avoid confusion, it's better to keep the time. What are you going to gain? I didn't hear any great reasoning for changing it. Honestly. So think about that. It's a small thing. And it was years ago that we had it at 7. It was for a short time. But 7:30. Keep that in mind. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Any other members of the general public wish to comment on consent agenda items? Seeing none, I'd motion to close. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Next on the agenda is the consent agenda. Does any member of the governing body wish to comment on any of the items on the consent agenda?
Tom, I'd just like to say one thing. I appreciate the public when they come and talk to us. I often learn things from you. Ori, I want to thank you for your testament about the plumbing company. It's really lovely to hear someone from the public come up and contribute information that is valuable to us. And I want to thank everybody who speaks, and I want to encourage Oradell citizens to consider attending. Maybe you don't make all the meetings, but if you read the materials and comment to us, it helps us in our deliberation, and we appreciate you. So that's all.
Thank you. Does anybody else wish to comment on consent agenda items? Any of the body
Yes.
here? Yes, Councilman.
2686. I just want to note that the requested borough review, the letter, the citizen asked for a borough review prior to March 6th, which was the first installment date that had to be paid. But the letter was dated March 1st. So that didn't give us a lot of time to, I hope he was able to make the payment. But we need a little more advance notice to take action on something if it's urgent.
Or would you like to comment? It's really a formality where a resident paid too much and we're just paying them back what they overpaid, right?
I'm
Basically?
not sure if the payment has been made or not. They're looking for an appeal for a bill, but we didn't even have a meeting that week, so it wouldn't have been able to be heard during that time frame.
Yeah, so you understand what happened here. Is
Yes.
this meter was changed.
Correct.
And then the water company came back and said, you used X gallons
Right.
of water because the meter was broken for, 11 years or something? It was like a crazy amount of time. And so we automatically then downloaded the information from the water company, in which case we then apply sewer usage.
Right.
So we're
he's
just making them
appealing
whole,
that
right?
because of the amount of time that was bundled in there.
Right.
No,
Okay.
I understand the reason for the appeal, and it's,
Well, I'm saying that more for edification for people.
yeah, sure. Anyway, it was just time-wise, it may not have worked out for that person.
We didn't even have a meeting that
Right.
could have been heard, so.
Thank you.
That's all.
I'm sorry, Laura, I didn't hear what you said.
So in the time frame in which he sent the correspondence and asked for and the payment was due, we didn't even have a council meeting that week in order for it to have been added. So there's layers where it has to be reviewed by the tax collector, the borough administrator, before it even gets sent down to me to list on an agenda. So, yeah.
Thank you so much, and I apologize to the council and the public because these microphones are tricky, and this is my business. And if you turn your face away, you notice that my sound disappears. So we're not all trained professionals to talk into mics, and so I make note of it. So forgive me for bringing that up.
Thank you. Does any member of the governing body wish to pull any of the resolutions tonight prior to passing? Or can we have a vote, or do I have a motion to pass these all in one vote? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. So moved. Next on the agenda,
Take a vote.
I'm sorry.
Got to do a roll call.
I'm sorry, roll
Yeah, I
call,
can do
Laura?
roll call. Mr. Kelly?
Yes.
Mr. Tastian?
Yes.
Mr. Kern?
However, hang on.
sorry.
I'm going to abstain from 87 and 88. Okay, there's a good chance that the credit union may apply, and as the chairman of the board, not that there's a conflict of interest, but I always, anything that's gray will abstain, and I have run into Scott Wickersham over the course of my job.
So noted. Mr. Kern?
Yes.
Mr. Gallo?
Yes.
Ms. Hare?
Yes.
Mr. Banfield?
Yes.
Thank you. Next on the agenda, committee reports. I can start there. Administration, that committee has met a number of times recently, really just dealing with various personnel matters of the borough. As head of the committee, I have started and plan to meet with each department head in the very near future just to make sure that we're on top of everything here and we're 100% in tune with our departments and the challenges and helping them do their jobs best to serve our residents. So I look forward to that. Finance, as you mentioned, Councilman mentioned, we have met numerous times recently. Front burner is the 2026 budget. We've met with the auditors also. We should have the first iteration to share with the rest of the governing body very shortly. We look to introduce in early April. Expect, as most places, a difficult year, highlighted by health insurance costs that we're looking at least a 22% increase, which in dollars is $500,000. And attending with a couple of my council members here, the school budget meeting the other night, they're looking at similar increases in similar dollars. So that's $1 million to the red that we're the challenges, and that speaks to the hard work that we have coming up in the very near future. Environmental beautification. We're heading into the busy season there between plantings and Earth Day events and things like that, and the regular programs of plastic to benches and swap shops and recycling are in full swing. We did reschedule a nature walk for noon on the 19th of October. We do have some Earth Day events for the 25th, which we look forward to. And they should all be really nice community events, so more to come on that. We also, I think it's on the website, but some of the towns in the state are, for the 250th anniversary of the U.S., adopting a program to try to plant 250 trees each town. So it's a pretty neat thing that we're going to have more information on that and some guidance there. The seniors, again, continue to be a very active group. Today there was a CPR class at the senior center. We do have a very much up-to-date and robust calendar on the borough website on the front page, so it's wonderful. Thanks to our team of people here that are doing that. I think it's updated. Highlight recently, we had a full house to bus trip to the Philadelphia Flower Show. We had a full house at our St. Patrick's Day luncheon again, so thanks to the staff again. The last piece is probably again, we have a fully funded grant for Gene Martin to help our seniors do a survey and a needs based on for seniors in Oradell, so that's in full swing. You should see a survey. It's going to go up on the borough website very shortly and go out and publish that. I think it's 25 questions. I believe it went out today that April 15th at Hackensack Golf Club, they're going to have a brunch, which is funded by the grant to get feedback, to have various vendors there, et cetera, and again, at the end of the grant, which will be sometime in the June timeline, just to have an action item list there. So that's coming soon. And I think that's all I have. Next would be DPW and engineering.
Hey, Tom, just a question
Yes.
around that
Yeah.
event.
The Hackensack.
Is there any more information you can share with the council? I just saw that today for the first time.
In terms of the bruncheon.
Just the lunch, the
Yeah,
vendors.
I
have
think
no
it's-
background on it.
It is. It's really a way to get information from our seniors. The issue there is how do we get that survey out there to them? What questions the committee has worked hard for the last few weeks on getting the right questions to ask. So I think they've finalized that, and through, again, whether it's the borough here on the borough website or social media, or this would be a way just to get that feedback, so to make sure we're capturing. That'll be a way to do that. In terms of the vendors, I don't have that, who's going to be there, but it'll be the things like the county resources, Chore and Cheer, if you're familiar with that, and Meals on Wheels and health and all those kind of things. I don't think it's been set yet who's going to go up there, but it'll just be a day really for senior resources in the county that is available to our residents. And I think that's still being developed, but that date is locked in. I believe that's a Wednesday from approximately 10:30 to 12:30. Okay. You're welcome. Anybody else on that? Any other questions? DPW and Engineering, Councilman Tashian.
Thank you. So the DPW committee met yesterday. We talked about a tree bid going out by April 30th, where we want to have a blanket vendor that can handle taking down trees, removing stumps. We find that we're probably paying more at an ad hoc basis, whereas if we do a blanket PO or RFP, that we should be able to get some more competitive pricing. The mayor and I are going to be walking the yard at the DPW to find out what we can do about cleaning up and what we can recognize some dollars via auction so that we can really make some space down there. Potholes were addressed last week. They spent 3 days out filling potholes and will continue to do that. We talked a little bit about some personnel, and so far year to date we've done 441 work orders have been closed. And finally, we're expecting the new snowflakes to arrive within the next month, and I'll be meeting with Tom to talk about how we can raise some funds for to replace more snowflakes in town. Sam, I know your question about the wreaths. I'm going to address that. We are looking to repurpose the wreaths to work our way up Oradell Avenue and across Memorial Field, so they will not be put out to pasture, and they will remain in town, and we're going to try to be as festive as much in town as we can. So figured I'd be in front of you and address that, Sam.
Thank you.
That's all I have.
Thank you. Just to tag on that, we did meet with DPW, with those folks, just about beautification and just to try to come up, making sure that we're on the best path regarding the flowers and flower pots in town, and getting beat up by the snowplows and watering and weeding. And so thanks to their efforts, and that's front and center of what's our best way to manage that and make sure the town looks nice. So again, thanks to DPW and those guys there.
Definitely need to be replaced.
Fire Department Audit and Compliance and Ordinance, Councilman Kern.
And thank you. So the Ordinance Committee met March 19th. We had one ordinance draft discussion, which consisted of the Joint Land Use Board. Again, this is an ordinance that council voted on. We did a straw poll to move forward with in order to merge the planning and the zoning board together. We discussed a number of topics related to the ordinance, including population threshold. The committee confirmed that because of the municipality's population, it's under 15,000. A public referendum is not required to move forward with the merger. Code scrubbing. The legal team conducted a thorough search and replacement of the municipal code to remove all references to the Zoning Board of Adjustments and ensure that the Joint Land Use Board is properly cited in the sections regarding land use. We discussed how the ordinance will affect the structure of governance and appointments related to the board. We also discussed the meeting frequency, which will increase from once a month to twice a month to manage the combined workload of both boards combined. And lastly, we discussed the attendance and quorum policy related to the board. Next steps, the borough attorney will provide a revised draft incorporating these changes thereafter, and the final draft will be brought to council for a vote pending a slated public meeting. Moving forward to the fire department, the fire department has 75 calls year to date and 22 so far in March. This month, the department responded to multiple fire alarms and CO detector activations. The department wishes to remind residents to make sure that the CO and smoke detectors are functioning correctly. Since daylight savings time has begun, it's a great time to change those batteries and those detectors. And lastly, the department wishes to thank all residents and businesses that shoveled out fire hydrants in front of their property this winter. The department expresses gratitude for those that took their time to do so. That's all I have.
Thank you. Public safety, emergency management, technology, communications, recreation, special events. Councilman Gullo.
Thank you. We ask all residents to be hyper-vigilant of email and phone scams as they're on an uptick of fraud. When in doubt, call the police or call the police desk for assistance. And as a reminder, please be sure to secure your vehicles and remove important personal belongings, as there has been more activity of overnight attempted thefts in our area. In terms of the borough's IT audit, it is still underway and nearing its initial exploratory stage. Next steps are to review the findings with an initial report anticipated late next month in April. This Saturday, March 28th, is our annual Easter egg hunt at DPAC. It begins at 9:30 with the differently abled children tiered by age group on up every 15 minutes, with second and third graders finishing at 10:45. The rain date is on Sunday. And lastly, I just want to announce that on Saturday, April 25th, it is the official opening day celebration for the Oradell Little League, and that is my report.
Thank you. Historical Library and Economic Development, Councilwoman Hara.
Oh, my goodness. Just a minute. I think I left my historical report on my copy machine. Okay, I remember it, but I'll start with the library in that case because I actually have that. Wednesday, March 11th, the library board met. It had full attendance. The highly successful Makers Day was last Saturday, March 21st, and they wanted me to announce it, but we are a little too late for that. But one of the highlights was a local group called BUG, B.U.G. They're area residents who have a ukulele band, and it's delightful. I would recommend that you look for the Maker Day again next year when it happens. It's a wonderful experience. Activities at the library are ongoing and touch on every possible interest, from toddler taekwondo, Friday, March 27th at 10:30, to Thursday night Bites Cookbook Club continuing. ESL conversation groups Thursday at 10:30 to noon, afternoon stories and craft time on Thursdays from 4 to 4:30, yoga, and a morning and evening book club, and the IFC Film Club on fourth Mondays at 7 p.m. and more. I continue to be amazed by the depth and breadth of the Oradell Public Library activities. I highly recommend that you go to the website, oradellpubliclibrary.org, and explore the many offerings. And while you're there, go to the library and peruse their wonderful book collections. The board very much would like to know the date of their budget presentation to the mayor and council so that they may be fully prepared. They asked me again to verify that, and I told them I'd get back to them. The Historical Committee met this Monday, and it was a combination Zoom and in presence. Bob McConnell opened the meeting at 7:30. Sam Tripsis gave a wonderful report, a visual of the historic photos that he has been framing and that are going up in the Senior Center. This is part of a continuing project of the Oradell Historical Committee and Sam Tripsis to put historical photographs. If you walk around Borough Hall, you'll see a lot of them on both floors. Please do come in and look. Also, Sam's been going to local businesses and putting them in local businesses, particularly showing them before and after shots of their building from previous times. There was also a gentleman by the name of Jay Levine, who worked for 21 years with the Bergen Record, who has authored 3 books, visual books, on towns, Teaneck and Paramus and New Milford, I believe. At any rate, they were discussing his doing a visual book on Oradell. Sam Tripsis has spent our co-archivist has spent the last 2 years collecting stories and newspaper articles and photographs about the history of Oradell, and so the Historical Committee is going to work on that and come up with a solution to present an historical visual book of Oradell. Sam has dug up wonderful stories, amazing photographs, and it's very exciting. The last part of the meeting was really animated because it was about ways that the Historical Committee could help the borough of Oradell and the citizens of Oradell in this affordable housing kind of crisis, and ways that historical preservation can help and guide the town, and there will be more to that. They will be doing some presentations and some education in the town, so you'll be hearing more of that. And that, in essence, is my report.
Thank you. Thank you, and thanks again to Mr. Tripsis for his dedicated work to the town. Board of Health, Municipal Drug Alliance, and Board of Education, Councilman Banfield.
Thank you, Tom. Board of Health, as you've already heard tonight, 3 current members and 1 alternate have submitted their resignation. We thank them very much for their service and encourage anyone in town who has an inclination and can meet once a month of an evening to ask the mayor to join the Board of Health. We'd like to fill that board, and it's meaningful work. The OPS Board of Ed met and presented their preliminary budget, and also addressed a citizen concern regarding safety in the school at some length. Riverdale Board of Education met yesterday. They mentioned that the state aid figures have come out for public schools, $22.5 billion for New Jersey schools. Oradell will keep its, some went up, some went down. Oradell stayed the same and will get $41,000 from the state. This is the second year, they note, of 32% increase in healthcare costs, which everyone agrees is not sustainable. April 1st, and it's no joke, the Interact Club of the high school will be sponsoring a senior citizen prom at the high school cafeteria. There's free music, dance, and food, so, dust off your wingtips. And this is just for Oradell and River Edge residents, so no plus ones from New Milford. Okay, and they also talked about the Friends of Riverdale Athletic Hall of Fame, which was held. There were 9 new inductees, and 2 coaches were included in that number, and they had a great time at Biagio's. And lastly, the board president, Alan Feigenson, was nominated by the board to the Bergen County Archie F. Hay Leadership Award nomination for board members of exceptional service. Alan has been on the board for 14 years. So he was delighted about that and quite surprised, I think. And that's my report.
Good, thank you. Yeah, the senior prom is really a wonderful event. They have a big, usually have a big orchestra there, and the food is tremendous. For some reason, in the past, it's been about an 80+% River Edge attendance. I don't know if the message wasn't getting out, but I highly encourage all of our seniors, and I don't know if that starts at, who knows, 55 or whatever it is, to attend.
That's what I wasn't sure of.
It's really, I think it's kind of open, but it's really a great event, and I think, I believe the school board pays for that, and it's really to thank our seniors for supporting the school and for some of their referendums and things like that, but it's a wonderful night. Mr. Hines, do you have a report for tonight?
I have
Could I
nothing
go
tonight,
back to
Mr. Kelly.
EDAC? I'm sorry.
Oh,
I dropped
okay.
that out of my report. I
Sure.
apologize.
Okay.
I'm organizing the EDAC, which is the Economic Development Organization that used to be active, hasn't been active for about 5 or 6 years. And I was going to meet with the mayor, but he was out of town because he had changes in his schedule. So perhaps when he gets back next week, I have 3 people who are very smart businessmen who are very interested in working to help further the economic development of Oradell and to encourage the businesses that are in Oradell. In the meantime, I am responding to requests about and concerns about our economics. I've responded to 2 citizens, particularly about one storefront that looks rather dire inside, and I want to emphasize the borough is not able to force a landlord to get a tenant into the building, but they can do fines, or they can issue notices if there are problems with the facade or the property around it. And there are some notices going out to one empty store, and we're trying to follow up on all of this. If anyone is active and interested in helping to promote business in Oradell, please contact me, and I will be talking to the mayor and organizing that committee, and I'll give you further information when we get going. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you. Mr. Hines, any report for tonight? No, thank you. Borough Attorney?
Thank you, Council President. I was talking to the Borough Administrator today, and I believe we're having a closed session after this with our special counsel to discuss the status of the affordable housing case. And just as a point of information, the MEL, the Municipal Excess Liability Fund, which we're a member of, has a seminar April 24th and May 1st. It's really good. It's geared towards professionals like me, but also elected officials, which I can pass along to everybody. It really hits on, health benefits, for example, is going to be one topic, and they have really great speakers. So I'll forward that if anyone's interested.
That'd be great. Is it a 2-day event?
It's
two options, either or?
It's a 2-day event, 9 to 12 on each day. So there's different topics on those days.
Location is?
They do it down at Forsgate, down in Jamesburg, but they have I can send you the link to do it online.
Online, okay,
Yeah.
great. Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
And that's it.
Thank you. Borough Engineers, Catherine, anything?
Yes. So a couple updates on some items. Updating on the permitting applications for the DPAC Walkway, Lotus Woods, and Memorial Field. I believe Dave mentioned that we've had the pre-application meeting with NJDEP and received direction on which flood hazard area and freshwater wetland permits need to be applied for. Those reports and plans are about 75% complete. We just recently submitted to NJDP the Natural Heritage Data Request Form, which is part of that application. Once we get that information back, we should be able to finalize those reports and plans and get those submitted to the borough for their review before resubmitting to DEP for the permit process. As an update for Midland Road, that construction was completed back in the fall. NJDOT went out in January to do their inspection, and they had a couple punch list items that needed to be addressed. Fortunately, January, it's just been snow covering everything since then, so we haven't been able to get the contractor back out there to address those. Snow's gone now, it's spring, so we should be able to get that closed out and have those items addressed with DOT in short order now. As far as the Hoffman Field Irrigation Improvements Project, we did receive comments from the mayor and QPA. Those were sent over to our irrigation subcontractor. I believe he said those revisions should be completed by the end of this week. So as long as all revisions are in order, we'll coordinate with the QPA as well as the borough administrator and clerk for dates to go out to bid for that.
Thank you, Kat. I live on Midland Road. The road looks tremendous. I did have a couple of residents ask me, and it's almost like every 100 yards on the street, there's like a size of a basketball kind of cutout or a dinner plate. I can't imagine. I said, what is that? Would you know, Roger? It's not a cutout, but it's a little.
For the curb piece, or
no, it's in the middle of the asphalt.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but if you take a look, if you have free time, they're just kind of about as big as a dinner dish.
Asteroids.
I don't know. Yeah.
That wasn't one of DOT's comments, but we'll send our
Yeah, I mean,
inspector
I'm
out
assuming
there.
it's.
We can always add to the list
I don't know,
and make
just-
sure those are
it'd
addressed
be
right
interesting
now in the
to-
fall. I mean, in the spring
Yeah.
when they're able to.
If you look at them, there's a bunch of them. So.
I'm not good with acronyms. What's DPAC?
The DPAC, Doug Parcels
Athletic Complex.
Say that again?
Doug Parcels.
Athletic Complex.
Yeah.
Dogs,
Ridgewood
parcel.
Avenue.
Doug Parcells.
Doug
Oh,
Parcels.
Doug.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Apologies to the public. Doug Parcell was a wonderful man. I knew him, and it's nice that we honor him. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay. Anything else? Anybody else? One thing. This Sunday, I know we have the Easter egg Saturday. This Sunday, the folks down who work at OPTV is the Lions Club annual pancake breakfast from 9:30 to 11, or 9 to 11:30 at Bergen Catholic. I don't know how long it's been going on, but it's a great fundraiser at small fee to get in. It's a nice community event. If you guys can come out and support that, it's at 9 till 11:30 this Sunday.
They have great pancakes.
Yes, I think Linda told me they have eggs back this year. Next on the agenda, we have make a motion to adjourn to closed session.
So moved.
Again,
Second.
yes.
If I could just say a couple
Sure.
things on the record regarding the closed session,
Thank you.
Council President. The meeting, we found out about this request, I did today, so it was after the agenda was posted, but it can be done under subsection 7 of the Open Public Meetings Act, which permits discussing pending litigation in closed session. And just for the public's benefit, no action is requested to be taken. It's more an update from our special counsel. So we will reconvene to formally adjourn this public meeting after the closed session. But no action is going to be taken at that time, and then the discussion conducted in closed session can be disclosed to the public upon taking final action thereon, provided it does not constitute a violation of the attorney-client privilege or invasion of privacy.
Thank you. Thank you for
Well,
that
I'm just going to add to that that I
information.
recuse myself for this discussion and
Okay.
call it a night.
Thank you. So we're going to adjourn to closed, and we'll be back to former close the meeting.
Thanks, Tom. Good job.
That's right. Yeah, yeah.